Grand Rising, everybody. I don't have my intro video today. I accidentally deleted and we're going to go with it. But Grand Rising, I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. Alrighty, guys. So this is more so of a case update or a case status check on a case that we did cover a few months about in June. We covered in June. If you guys remember, it was about the woman who was in the Navy, who her family was unable to find her, and they end up finding her. And of course, unfortunately, she was deceased. But there are some issues in the investigation that has now coming forward with just like a quick little update so we can keep, on what's going on. But I honestly feel that this is one of those cases where, because they're already starting out being very much secretive, offering no form of transparency whatsoever, the likelihood of us being able to completely follow this one through is going to be difficult. Again, this one is being handled by the Navy, of course. But let's get into the deets. So if you guys remember, there was a Navy cell woman, hey Chantel, or I don't like saying man. She's not a man. So Navy SEAL woman, or however you want to say it, but she was a member of the Navy. Her name was Angie, and she had went missing on May the 29th of this year. Okay, this is her here just to kind of jog you guys' memory a little bit to see if maybe you possibly do remember. So on May the 29th of this year, she was last seen at 10 a.m. and she was at the Miller Hall Barracks, shall I say. And she had no assigned duties that day specifically, but she was expected the following morning to be somewhere for the Navy. Okay, so the Navy, their timeline is a little bit weird and is a little bit funny because she did fail to report on May the 30th at around 10 a.m. She was marked as basically being an unauthorized absence, or otherwise known as AWOL. Okay. Now, there was some early wellness checks that were done. There was multiple of them, by the way, that were done to her room, but there was still no signs of Angie. Now, the family, they began to get a little bit alarmed, of course. And so her mother's name is Esmeralda. She says that her daughter would never go missing. She would never go without contacting her family. So she knew that something was wrong. So between June the 1st and the 2nd, she then decided that she was going to go search, and the Navy did contact her and let her know that they were unable to find her. Okay, around June 1st, June 2nd, that's when the Navy contacted her. Keep in mind that they haven't seen her since May the 29th. Okay, so then on June 3rd, the Virginia State Police, they did issue a critically missing adult alert so people can be on the lookout for her. And her mother then decided to fly out to search and assist to help with the search. Now, the Navy and the NCIS, they did keep the details very much vague throughout this entire situation. And the family do say that they did receive little to no transparency, okay? Which makes this a little bit, it makes it a little bit more difficult than what it already is on the family. When it came down to her, discovering her child's death, she learned that from social media. She learned, if you guys remember, she learned it with the rest of us. So they never really gave her a respectful announcement from the Navy at all. She actually had to find out with everyone else when it came down to people searching for her and things of that nature. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you specifically what she said and how she feels about this entire thing. So she says that the case is deemed to be undetermined. That is the cause of death, undetermined, and they do not agree. The family don't. They do not agree with this cause of death. And they did ask about the findings, and they said that they have not received anything in regards to this entire investigation, how they got to this point. And if you want me to be honest, the media haven't even been able to identify who this said suspect is in this entire situation. So she do accuse the Navy of mishandling her daughter's disappearance, as well as in the press conference, she did say that her daughter's body was left exposed for days and was not properly preserved for her to view her. Okay, so she had to view her daughter. She was covered and she was infested with maggots when she went to go see her child. And there was bugs and decaying that was very easy for her to see. They made no form of interest to show any form of respect for the family at all when it came down to her viewing her child. So, and they didn't preserve the body is what she's alleging. So when asked, the Navy, they did not comment on why her body was left in this way. Okay. Now, this is very interesting because while they have arrested someone in this case, okay, we don't know who this said someone is. We don't know how they came to pass. What we do know is that this person is a Navy SEALman. Okay, that's what we do know. What we do know is that these two have crossed paths, whether it be them working together or them having some form of personal relations. They haven't mentioned that. What we do know is they crossed paths in the same area because they worked at the same job. Okay, that's what we do know. Now, why they're keeping this said suspect confidential, I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's a military case. I don't know if it's for his or her protection. I'm not sure. Okay. Now, on June 5th, that is where Angie's, not only did the mother have to endure, finding out the same way that the public did. Not only did she have to endure the fact that her daughter's body was not properly stored, but also there began to be videos of her daughter deceased floating around social media, and that's how she received her announcement. Okay, it did not come from someone from the Navy knocking her door or a detective or someone contacting her. It came from videos and images circulating on social media, and then someone sending them directly to her. Now, Angie's body was discovered in a very wooded area behind Bowling Elementary, which is very close to the barracks in which they were at. And the NCIS did confirm that there was some belongings that was retrieved that did belong to the victim. Now, her mom, she does describe this as being very devastating, okay, of course, but also the added layer of the Navy not being transparent. And I must be honest, I'm not really surprised that the Navy is not being transparent, because you guys actually dropped the ball on, not only did you drop the ball on the initial investigation of her being missing, okay, because while you guys did say that you did check her room on multiple days, you also failed to it was days before you contacted her mother to let her mother know that she has been AWOL. Not only AWOL, but not seen for a while. Okay, and you guys did not contact the next of kin. That was your first mistake. The second mistake is that you did not secure this investigation in any way. Because if you would have secured this investigation in some way for the protection of the family and also the respect of the victim, then that means that the public would never been able to get the opportunity to contact the mother before you guys do. But it also lets me know and makes me believe, okay, should I say, it makes me believe that you guys had no interest in trying to be respectful. You guys had no interest in trying to ensure that this mother and daughter received some form of justice. Because if you did, she would have known pertinent information like who this suspect is. And maybe if she knew who the suspect is, she can give you a little bit of background. But because you guys are not offering transparency, it leads us all to believe that there's something that you guys are hiding. And as I said when we first covered the case, are you guys hiding that possibly she did previous reports about this same said suspect? Or are you guys hiding the fact that there were already things that were going on the naval base that you guys did not properly investigate, and here we are? But there is something here that is allowing you guys to feel the need to hide things. Not only hide things from the public. I get hiding things from the public, but hiding things from the family who just now took a loss is kind of crazy. While also having giving the opportunity for a woman to open up a device to see her child, or walk into one of you guys' establishments to see her child in maggots? What are you doing? And this lets me know that this is not a one-time occasion. Because if you guys are following through with your proper procedures and protocols, then there should have been no opportunity for this woman's body to be in maggots while in your establishment. So how are you, Navy base, how are you, the Navy, properly managing deaths that are coming across your desk? Because if you guys are not able to process this one correctly, it leads me to want to look into other cases to see how you can't handle them as well. Because there was something here that you guys felt the need to hide something, while also you guys felt the need to not follow proper procedure. Could it be that you chose to not follow proper procedure, or you guys are so deep in and so caught up on doing your own little thing that the proper procedures in which are already written, you guys are already not following it? So when this case came across your desk, you went along with your regular smuggler, not following through. So it was just second nature to let her body sit. It was just second nature to not contact the family. It was second nature not to contact the family when she initially went missing in AWOL. But you guys are hiding something. And whatever you guys are hiding, it's going to come out, whether you like it or not. Because one thing that this family is asking for is justice. And I find it really hard to believe that in our United States Navy, there is someone there that is arrested for the murder and death of a woman that was found in the woods, that you guys did not properly investigate. We know what her identity is. We know who she is. We know her job. We know where she came from. We know what barrack she in. What we don't know is who this suspect is, how they crossed paths. How did you guys miss this? How did you guys lack the ability to properly report and do status checks for a missing Navy member? How did you do that? Yeah, the regular smuggler. This is their regular smuggler. There's no way that this isn't their regular smuggler. It's no way. There's no way that this isn't their regular smuggler, simply because they would not be comfortable doing something that they have not done before unless you have something to hide. Unless. Because if you're following in suit of the procedures, then we should not be here. This happened in June. We're now in September. Yes, we have a arrest, but this family still have holes that have not been filled yet. And it's because possibly you guys dropped the ball. Were there reports of stalking there? Were there reports of domestic there? Were there reports of improper actions by a military soldier there? Because that's what this is given. This is given very much that Angie has made some reports about something. Now, what that something is, I don't know. But that's what it's given. Because why else would you guys have to hide? Are you protecting the suspect and who they are? Or maybe their ranking? Is it someone higher up, like a captain or someone? Because what would be the need to hide who this person is and tell us who this person is? And even if you don't tell us, alert the family. And this whole for the cause of death to be undetermined, that's kind of tricky and sticky too. Because if she's been missing in the woods, okay? If she's been missing in the woods and she has been found there, but you also have someone arrested, then we know it's a homicide. And what is making it difficult? Could it be the way that her body was badly decomposed due to you guys taking so long to report her AWOL? Making it, making it incapable for investigators to get a proper determination on her cause of death? Could that be the reason? But there's a lot of reasons here, and there's a lot of loose strings that you guys, I remember talking about this in June, and I feel like that I'm repeating the same thing that went on in June. The only difference is that we have a suspect. But the slow motion in you guys' procedures are still there. The lack of transparency is still there. As I said, it will be months ago. But I'm just surprised to see that it actually is. So as of right now in this case, there is supposed to be a hearing for this said Seaman very soon that is arrested, but they are wondering, many, even including the family, they're wondering if they're even going to get any information about the hearing itself. They're not sure. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Even noticed that it was needed to charge. One moment. Joy. Thank you guys for waiting. Alrighty, there we go. Kept dropping it while I was trying to get it. So that's my thing. Like, I'm really trying to figure out this whole entire thing. Now, the seller is being held in a pretrial confinement, and his first name, of course, has not been released. So between July and August, the family attorneys, they did push for answers, and the senators are demanding some transparency. Okay, look at me. I'm the captain now. Lord have mercy. So on September the 9th, the documents did reveal that the Seaman, Jermiah, okay, he has been charged, is what they're saying, for premeditated murder. So if it's premeditated murder, that lets us know something here, okay? What this lets us know is that there is history here, and there is also history here of planning too. And why they feel as though maybe it could be some Google searches, maybe it could be relationships, and it could also be previous reports as well that the victim possibly had made. Okay, with that in mind. Now, we know who, we just haven't seen this person, this said person. We don't know much about him, y'all. We don't know what his ranking is, what his position is. We don't know a lot of things about him, but something tells me that there's a connection between these two. Now, the mom, she did do a courtroom plea where the person responsible be made accountable for this, is what she's asking for, of course. And they are also comparing her case to other cases of soldiers who are killed on naval bases or bases at all, because it is happening more common now than ever before. So they did compare her case to Vanessa Guillen's case. I don't know if you guys remember her, where there was some allegations of mishandling by the Navy, delayed missing alerts, as well as misinformation and even gag orders that did happen in that case. With many wondering, is this going to be the same exact thing? People don't, for some reason, the Naval don't want people talking about, giving information about any cases in which in deals with their soldiers, which I'm not surprised. Oh, I'm not. That's just how the military operates. But honestly and truly, I really believe, why am I lagging? Honestly and truly, I really believe that when there is an investigation in the military, that there needs to be some form of transparency with the parents or the family. Not so much us if it doesn't have to be. But when it comes to the family, of course. Okay. Now, Angie's mother, she, of course, is participating with everything within the investigation, while also still saying, still to this day in some of her most recent interviews, that she still feels as though that there's more information that she does not have that she should have. Okay. Now, if anything else comes out about this entire case, I will let you guys know. This was just like a quick update on this to let you know that this case is a little bit messy. Okay. I don't know where this one is going to go. and I don't know how far we're going to be able to follow it. But if anything extra does come out, I will let you guys know. Until then, I am looking into a case right now that is out of Ross Township, PA, as well as another case as well of a young woman who was killed by a gentleman in Miami-Dade. Those are my two cases that I will be covering on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram today. So make sure that you are following me on all of those cases as well. I'm going to get back with you guys about tomorrow's show. I have a really big paper that's due tomorrow, which has me in a tizzy right now. So if I don't make it tomorrow, I will reschedule tomorrow's show for Thursday, and then we'll push the other show out. Okay, so I'll let you guys know. And you guys have a beautiful